We got to set the stage here because it's not a repeat. There was a 13-hour search at the current president of the United States. Take out Joe Biden. Just listen to that sentence. A 13-hour search at the current president of the United States home on Friday.
I want to paint this picture in your head. FBI agents in your home. You're the president of the United States for 13 hours. Now, nothing there that is happening is good.
A 13-hour search, your private residence. You're not the former president. You are the sitting incumbent president of the United States, and the FBI is swarming through every nook and cranny of your house.
I don't know this, but for them to consent to a 13-hour search of a residence,
The current president's residence,
I think it was probably the choice of either consent to this or we're going to get a search warrant or they already had a grand jury subpoena. I don't know that, but it's hard to believe that the FBI went there without saying, if you don't, something's going to happen.
It really bothers me that every time we go in or somebody goes in, they find more documents in more locations.
If you were the FBI at this point, Jordan, you know what you'd be saying to the president's lawyers? Here's the deal. We're getting search warrants on all your other properties, wherever you have documents.
We don't really have a good idea of these other
because all this, they're cooperating. They're different than Trump. They're cooperating. Obviously, their cooperation doesn't mean finding the documents.
Well,
so they define cooperating differently.
And if it's the brothers, if it's technically, we know Hunter's paid for a lot because he was an economic flow, and he's under FBI investigation.
Yes, could have originated there.
For all the purposes, this could have been going through pieces of paper with one of those investigations.
Yes.
But what we do know is that because he was paying for a lot of bills, did all his properties? Do all the brothers'
those are the things
properties?
they need to be checking.
Because we don't know. They have not defined to us what other locations mean yet. All we know about is Wilmington, the beach house, and the office.
Okay, they've not done the beach house with the FBI. They've said they've done it.
Right.
They've done the Biden Center, but not with the FBI. So if you were the special counsel,
storage facilities.
What are you looking at now?
Everything that could have a possible link to Biden. And I would say, everybody clear out of here. I am the special counsel. I will take care of this investigation. I will get a list of every place Biden has been.
Lawyers sit there?
No, absolutely not.
Remember, they didn't let Trump's lawyers stay there in Mar-a-Lago.
Absolutely not have white counsel or his personal lawyers. I would say I'm going to a magistrate. I'm going to get a search warrant. You all get out of here. I'm going to look for the documents through my agents.
Since January 6th, right?
Yeah. So
5th or 6th is when they did this. So for 3 weeks, this has been going on, and it's been, we have the documents, we've handed them over. We found it, we handed over. There are no more. Oh, there's a few more. Here it is. Oh, we found one in the garage next to the Corvette. Oh, we found one in the office.
Sound like you got a box and an exit.
Yeah,
and they show even that picture online. I think at first the Republicans were using it to show, the Corvette, and you can see the garage. You see a couple boxes. The FBI spent 13 hours. It's not just a couple of little boxes in his garage. That may have been where it started.
What is
but
that?
There was like a storage facility within this house. I mean, in this house,
it
would not
like
13 hours. They have unlimited resources, and it took them 13 hours to say, I think we've gotten what we need to get.
They allowed the president's personal counsel to stay there.
That's interesting, too, though. This is the president with a 13-hour search, not a former president.
No.
Now he's the current president. And he's
with
got
a 13-hour search of his residence and maybe more to come. What does a 13-hour search look like?
That looks like
a raid, right?
It does look like a raid. It looks like a pretty thorough going through that house. If I was in there and I had swarming FBI agents, imagine your house. For 13 hours, you've got FBI agents swarming through everything you've got in there. That, I'd say, is a pretty thorough search.
But the important part of this timeline is we were told January 12th that this was done, that, whatever cooperation was necessary, that it was the office in D.C., and they did a little check at the home just to make sure the beach house is supposedly clear. But now the home of President Biden was supposed to be clear as well in Wilmington, and then the FBI goes in. I think we cannot understate this enough. What this looks like if you're a neighbor. Okay, imagine this is your neighbor.
Right.
And there's an FBI search for 13 hours next door.
Yeah.
That's not just like local news that day. That's like this story, national news, even if you're not the president, because that means something serious or potentially serious that the federal government believes is threatening to our safety or security, or that you've committed a serious crime.
Yep.
Or even ongoing even in a criminal enterprise.
2 things have fallen away in the last, I would say, 48 hours or so. Yeah. One, the document comparison with numbers is meaningless because now he's into the 20, 30, 40 documents. You don't know how many pages there are. And I want everybody to remember this. When the first documents were found at the Biden Center, which seems like 100 years ago, those were Ukraine, United Kingdom, and Iran. Since then, what have they said about what these documents are? Zero. Nothing. What does that tell you?